Hey there everyone, PhilChill here and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to create a special shed which is gonna be an aquarium shed. I have my own personal shed that I created which is more like a getaway for my character, but I wanted to experiment a bit and create more interesting options for the shed. So I built this shed on my main farm and started redecorating and exploring from the flooring to the wallpaper and more to find the optimal solution for an aquarium. The flooring was a bit difficult to decide on, but after a while I got the exact thing that I wanted to and I went out from there. I moved both the crafting benches from my main house to the shed so I could more easily find the needed materials, and I decided to go with only one of the aquatic sanctuaries that you can buy from Kingston shop, because that one is really expensive, but I wanted to have more of an honest look and have more options to choose from. Most of the time when redecorating things like this, it's all about experimenting. If you can hit the right combination of flooring with wallpapers and the things that you're gonna put afterwards, like lights, benches and things like that. For aquariums I wanted to go for a more bluish look, like a watery look, and I decided to experiment a bit with the floorings, which you can find like here. Afterwards I decided to put for the benches, more exactly for the tables, I decided to use the modern end tables as a way to have show a bit of a metallic coloring to have a feeling of a submarine or more. In the aquatic sanctuary, I decided to put all of the legendary fish and most of the decorations like corals and seaweeds. For the sons of the legendary fish, I decided to put them in the bigger aquatic tank, which you can buy at Willy's shop. I decided this to be my main attraction, which you can look at the legendary fish and increase it from there onwards with multiple tanks. I wanted to have one tank of each, so I got every tank, and afterwards I decided to buy place them slowly and steadily from the end towards the entrance of the shed. Even though the small fish tanks aren't that useful since you can only put one fish inside, they can still be a nice viewing pleasure, so they can look really interesting if you put the right fish inside. So I decided to put some of the more rare fish in one of those. As you can see, some of the lights that I chose were the modern lights, which have a really futuristic look that could fit in a submarine, and for some of the pictures I decided to use a map from the world of Stardew Valley and the aquatic beauty, anchor as well, and multiple other things. There are endless possibilities that you can choose from when decorating something like this. The aquarium is mostly a pleasure build, and I really wanted to have something like this on my farm. I needed a long time to choose the proper setting for all of my aquariums, to choose the proper decorations, and also by mistake I found out that if you can use the pipe decoration that you can get in combination with a modern end table, you can have this really interesting look where the pipe connects to the upper side, so it looks really more genuine and more fun. The most problematic thing for me were the carpets, because some of them seem really out of place, but I decided on these ones. You can see the reds in the front, in the middle a crystal one, and in the end blue ones. The modern tables were used near the aquariums for certain decorations. As you can see, near the aquatic sanctuary, I have some lanterns that are near the aquarium, and on the bottom ones I have decorations ranging from pirate treasure to pearls to crystals, the globe, and some flowers as well. When placing the fish, I decided the middle one to have the sons of the legendary fish, the two upper deluxe aquariums to have some of the more rare fish that you can find in the game, and the bottom ones to have the more interesting looking fish. I don't have every fish in the game in this aquarium, but I have the more rare ones that you can find in the game and the more better looking, which are the midnight carp, the blue discus, and some other ones that look quite interesting. In the two first aquariums that are small in the beginning, I have the spookfish and the midnight squid, which are both found in the night market, which you can find on the beach. They look pretty interesting and I wanted them to have the proper impact when someone enters the shed. I really loved experimenting with this and the lighting was great. I could use some more lighting in the middle, but I think that it won't work because it will look really bad and I won't have any proper aesthetic for the fish. And I love the look of it. I may do some more experimenting with time, but so far I'm pretty happy with it and I love how everything looks. It was a bit hard to find the right amount of tanks that I can use and experiment. Choosing the fish for the tanks also was a problem since not every fish could be inside, since I wanted to have every fish in the game in the aquarium. But the look would be really, congested, and I didn't want that. So I went with this look instead. I chose the most proper looking fish and I put them in the tanks. Some of the fish, like the blue discus, is one of the most beautiful ones as well, and I used it there in 2 places, but I may change it in the future. Depending on the fish that I can find, I can change the setup and I can add or remove some of the fish. I needed a long time to finish this video since it's a lot of work finding the exact decorations that you want. Finding a lot of the seaweed was also a problem since you need to catch it and you can't buy it, but after a while I managed to get everything. I put all of the needed decorations for the fish tanks. Well, the seaweed and the corals were the best decorations for the fish tanks because when you add them, all of the corals and the seaweed add more to the fish tank. It makes it seem more lively and have a different look depending on the fish tank you put them in, which is more variety for all of the aquariums. That's why I really love this little project that I did, and I think that every time I'm gonna come here I can just enjoy it in peace, like just watching all of the fish that I've caught in the playthrough. It's a nice little museum for all of your completions, like for example, you managed to catch all of the legendary fish, the sons of the legendary fish, and more. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I would like to hear your thoughts on my build in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you find it interesting and exciting? And also, what would you change in it? In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you like to see more content like this and more, feel free to subscribe to my channel as I will be making more of this in the future. In any case, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great time, and I will see you all in my next one. But till then, stay safe.